What's up, amigos? My name is Gabriel Paredes, and welcome to the Gabe on the Grind podcast. Now, today I'm going to talk to you about something that I've learned that successful people have mastered, and that is feeding one side opposed to the other when it comes to success. Because success is almost like a tug of war. Whatever side is going to win is whatever you're feeding. So, with that being said, my friends, I'm going to try my best to articulate this point and help you win in 2021. Cheers. Hey everyone, thank you very much for sticking around. Again, my name is Gabriel Paredes. So before we go any further, a little bit about me, my friends. As you may know or may not know, I'm a business owner myself. I've been an entrepreneur for many years. I own a financial planning company. We are in 25 states, close to 1,400 agents strong. I'm also in the bar and restaurant business here in Los Angeles, California. So a lot of people refer to me as a serial entrepreneur. I believe it's something that I was born to do. And I'm excited about what this future is bringing me, my family, my community, my business. So without further ado, let's get right into the topic of the day. Now, like I mentioned earlier, I've studied successful people for many years. And this is something that I realized that they have mastered. They have very easily put it in their head, what am I going to feed, right? It's almost like a tug of war. Now think about this, right? Whatever you're feeding is what's going to create results. It's what's going to create character. It's what's going to define you as a businessman or a woman. So if you're feeding one side and this side is the lazy, unsuccessful side, you are going to be more of that. But if you're feeding the successful, ambitious, productive, winning side, then you're going to produce more of that. So let me try to articulate some of the differences here, okay, and some of what I've learned. Now think about this. We have to understand that we have to feed the right side, right? Because eventually one side's going to win. Now, I choose through the many years of failure, falling on my face, dusting myself off, getting back up and going over and over and winning and losing and winning and losing and finally getting to the point that I'm at. This is what I've learned, is that on one side, the success side, people are purpose-driven. Now, that could be an entire episode on its own, but they have a purpose. They understand that they have something to get up every morning and accomplish, right? Now, think about this. I could give many, many examples, right? I mean, those of you that know the great Kobe Bryant or that know about him or that have read about him, this guy is just as motivated and inspired and purpose-driven to win, right? But he's also just as inspired and purpose-driven to not lose. Now, I know it might mean the same thing to you, but I'm telling you, if you listen to Kobe, right, he gets driven, and his purpose in life, if somebody beat him, his purpose becomes beating them, getting revenge. And he is massively infatuated with getting revenge. He's purpose-driven. And that's one thing that makes Kobe, or did make Kobe, very successful. And those are through his words. Now, on the other side, you have people living in the comfort zone, right? Making sure that everything is very comfortable around them, right? On this side, you have people that understand that pain and sacrifice is part of success. It's a must, right? And on the other side, you have people that want to avoid pain and avoid sacrifice at all cost, right? On one side, you have people that understand that failure is also part of success. And on this side, you have people that want to avoid failure at all cost, right? Now, here's something that I've also learned, is that on one side, my friends, the unsuccessful side compared to the successful side, there's many people that live there. There's some people that have had very bad past experiences that have categorized them in a bad place, and they're just living in a bad area in their life, and they continue to just experience bad things. They become very victim-minded. It's poor me all the time, right? So they live in this box. What else lives in this box is what I have noticed, my friends, is a lot of trust fund babies. A lot of people that have sacrificed absolutely nothing, right? That live on this side, right? That are just waiting for someone to die so they could take over a trust, right? I know it sounds a little bit too upfront, but that is the damn truth, my friends. I've seen it over and over. What I've noticed also is that on the successful side, there's also a lot of people that came from nothing, that acquired a little bit of success, and that are driven, that their purpose in life is not only to win, but just as much as it is to win, is to not ever going back to being poor, not going back to where what they once lived in their life. Right? So on this side, you also have people that take risks for a shot. Nothing guaranteed. They don't come from generational wealth. They don't come from privileged background. They take risk after risk for a shot at success. And on the other side, people are waiting for handouts. Right? On one side, people spend time reading and listening to things that will help them grow. Right? On the other side, you have a lot of people that continue to believe that these books, oh, that's just some motivational stuff. Oh, they're just trying to feed me this mumbo jumbo BS. Oh, you know what? I know that already. They're the I know people. The you can't teach an old dog new tricks people. The same shit, different day people. Right? And on this other side, you have people that appreciate others people's success. I consider myself a pretty successful guy. I wouldn't say that I'm halfway where I want to be. But one thing that I've learned is that successful people give other successful people props and recognition for what they've accomplished. Now, on the other side is what we call haters. Everybody knows haters, right? Haters are the ones that sit back in their living rooms or in their bedroom eating Cheetos, typing away on the Yelp, typing away on YouTube comments, typing away on Instagram comments, that are doing nothing, stand for nothing, but just want to make a little bit of noise so they could be heard in some way. They're haters, right? So those are some of the differences between each. Now, what are you feeding? Think about this. Again, what's the conversation today? What are you feeding? Are you feeding this side that's pulling to win, to win, to win? Or are you feeding the other side that's pulling just as hard to lose, to be stagnant, to pull you back, to hold you back, to squash your goals and dreams, to stop you in your tracks, that creates victim and stress and anxiety and bankruptcies, or maybe it creates none of that. As far as the bankruptcies and all that, maybe you're just waiting for a handout. Maybe you have a big fat trust fund somewhere that's about to fall on your lap. So you're just kind of waiting around. But something that I've learned, and you guys have probably heard this before, is that most men and women, but the saying goes, most men are living very quiet lives of desperation. Now, one thing that I've also learned is that most people that are living these quiet lives of desperation don't have a purpose, right? So what happens is if you don't have a purpose, it's almost like having a ship that's in the middle of the ocean with no captain. It is just kind of floating around, just kind of aimlessly, crashing into an island here and there, getting into a storm, not knowing where the hell it's going to go, right? So that's what happens with a lot of people. They live very quiet lives of desperation because they don't have a purpose, right? I have a purpose. You need to have a purpose. One thing that drives me is to inspire and to show people that come from less than privileged backgrounds that if you just put your head down and you charge forward and you continue to just plug away and stay focused and stay motivated and stay inspired and fall on your face and dust yourself off and do it again, you will make it. That's one of the key purposes that moves me in life, right? So here's what you will find. Now, why is it so important to continue to pull on the success side? Because one of the things that happens, my friends, is that it builds character. So many things happen as you're building success, right? You have some failures and you have some wins, but those experiences are building character. And when you're building character, it's also building confidence. It's building experience. It gives you some battle wounds that you don't even have to say anything. People just respect them about you because they know a little bit about your past, right? And before you know it, when opportunities come, there's an old saying, and I've said this before, that success happens when opportunity meets preparation or when preparation meets opportunity. It doesn't matter how you look at it, right? So if you are working on the success, pulling on that success, maybe you're not seeing that success yet, but you continue to pull and nurture and feed that success side, when opportunities come, the growth that might be a little stagnant, that you might not even notice that is there, my friends. And when the opportunities come, you will be ready. On the other side, the bag of resources, of experience, of battle wounds, of sacrifice, of pain and failure and success and wins and losses, and all of those, all of that character that's been built, that bag is empty. So when opportunity comes, you have nothing to pull from. You have nothing to prepare you for. So what you'll find is that a lot of people in that particular case, they start doing things like this. They start just kind of running in place, right? Now think about this. You could run in place all day and not get anywhere, right? A lot of people mistake, right, movement for achievement. So what they do is they become almost like master manipulators. Have you guys ever met these people? Where they go around and they convince everybody around them that, you know what, it's time, right? Wife, I'm telling you, they tell their own wife, right? We're going to bust it, we're going to win, and in the back of their head, they're like, you know what, I haven't prepared, right? I'm siding with comfort. The chances of this happening are slim to none. But you know what, as long as I tell my kids and I tell my staff and I tell my team and I tell my boss and I tell my employees and I tell my wife and I tell everybody around me this idea that feels good, it's going to buy me another 6 months. You got to pay the price up front and in full, so when the opportunities come, you're ready. You're ready. So, here is the message for the day. What are you feeding? Successful side, with all the benefits of it and all the pain that it's going to take, right? And the no shortcuts that it's going to take to success? Or are you feeding the side where there's a lot of laziness, a lot of victim, a lot of excuse making, unsuccessful thoughts? So I'll leave you with that, my friends. That's something that I've learned about successful people. If you liked the knowledge here today, give me a like, refer your friends. If you didn't like it, give me another shot. We'll be bringing more of this to the table. So cheers, guys. See you next time.